The Deshaun Watson sweepstakes have just gotten more interesting thanks to a little nugget from former quarterback Michael Vick. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about this story. You guys see the title. I'll get into it in a second here. If you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe, guys. Please make sure to do that. Best way to support me, support the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time I drop a new video, guys, and follow me on my social media platforms. Links down below for that, my Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. All right, you guys see the title, so you should know what I'm talking about, but I'm here to add a little bit more context to it and give you a little bit more detail on this. So what am I talking about? Essentially, we're obviously talking about the Deshaun Watson story, which everybody knows by now, right? We don't need to go through it in detail. Again, Deshaun Watson wants out from the Texans. They're saying they won't trade him. He sent in a formal trade request, and now it's just, it's a standoff. We'll see what happens. I believe he's going to get traded. So now the question is where he's going to get traded to, right? Everybody's trying to figure out what team is going to trade for Deshaun Watson. So Michael Vick came on First Things First to Fox show, which is with Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Jenna Wolf, Kevin Wildes, and he basically was doing a topic with Nick Wright, and they were obviously talking about the Deshaun Watson story, and Michael Vick said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he's going to have a talk with D-Watt being Deshaun Watson, and he's going to talk to him about, which teams he should look to go to. And he mentioned specifically two teams, right? He mentioned the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. He said that is kind of where I would tell his agent to make a trade to if I were to pick a team, right? Again, I'm paraphrasing here. And essentially, he's talked about two teams with the 49ers and the Bears with a good defense and good weapons, right? Now, why is this important? All right, here's the context. So Michael Vick, I've watched First Things First a number of times. I know the show pretty well. And Michael Vick, I've seen him, come on multiple shows. He's an interesting guy for sure. Michael Vick is not this, bolsterous personality. He's not this hot take guy. He's just not, right? He's a guy who comes on and he gives his pretty vanilla takes. I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? It's nothing exciting, nothing to get you riled up or anything like that. He just gives you the straightforward vanilla analysis. And sometimes, obviously, it works. Sometimes it doesn't. For TV, sometimes it comes off as bland. It is what it is. But again, other times where, you'll get insight like this. And so for Michael Vick to come out and say this, I want to, react to it, but also not go crazy here. And this is my takeaway. Michael Vick saying that he's going to talk to Deshaun Watson about the Bears, about the 49ers, really does tell me that this is all about Deshaun Watson and not the Houston Texans. And what do I mean by that? Every single person, I shouldn't say every single person, almost every single person, in the media talking about the whole Deshaun Watson trade situation has always tried to focus on what the best trade package is for the Houston Texans. Well, I'll tell you what. The best trade package only comes from two teams, the Jets and the Dolphins. Nobody else comes close. Not close. But people tend to forget. It's not the Houston Texans who are in control. It's Deshaun Watson. And here's why. Deshaun Watson obviously has the no trade clause, so Deshaun Watson gets to decide where he wants to go. And so if the Jets are negotiating with the Texans for, 24 hours, if the Dolphins are negotiating with the Texans for 48 hours straight, trying to get a deal done, and then they finally come to terms with an agreement, and then they call up Deshaun Watson and they say, hey, we've got a trade in place for you to go to the Dolphins, and Deshaun Watson says, I don't want to go to the Dolphins. I'm going to exercise my no trade clause. The trade's off. So to me, that's the part where I feel like people are not understanding, or I guess focusing on enough, is they keep thinking it's about the Texans and what's the best trade package for the Texans. It's not about the Texans. It's about Deshaun Watson. And that is what Michael Vick is highlighting is, again, I'm not going to go crazy with what he said, but I kind of had been telling you guys that the two teams that make sense for Deshaun Watson, not the Houston Texans, are the Bears and the 49ers. And what do the Bears and the 49ers have in common? They are NFC teams. All right? If I'm Deshaun Watson, I want to get the hell out of the AFC. The Chiefs look like a dynasty. They probably are. They're not going anywhere. Get out of that conference. The Dolphins, the Jets are in the AFC. Why would I want to stay there? I got maybe one shot here to determine the team that I'm going to be on for the rest of my career. Why do I want to stay in the AFC with that juggernaut? Why do I want to do it? So the Bears and the 49ers are the two NFC teams, and I would even throw a third team in there that I've talked about in multiple videos, the Washington football team, which is another team with a good defense, good culture, good coaching staff. They don't have as many offensive weapons, but still solid team and in a weaker division. Now, with the 49ers and the Bears, what have I been saying? The Bears, I believe, have the advantage because of the fact that they're in an easier division. The 49ers division just got so much harder with the Rams getting Matt Stafford, right? They're a Super Bowl contender, and the Bears division got weaker because Matt Stafford's out of there. And I'm not saying the Lions were going to do anything special with him, but again, you'd rather face Jared Goff than Matt Stafford any day of the week. And also the fact that the Bears, I believe, have the appeal of, legacy with Chicago, not having much success. Deshaun Watson could own that city. The 49ers have had multiple Super Bowls. They've had Hall of Fame players. They've had great quarterbacks. The Bears haven't had that. So again, I don't know how much Deshaun Watson pays attention to legacy talk or not, but essentially what Michael Vick said really resonated with me because of the fact that he is highlighting to everybody. It's about what Deshaun wants, not about what the Texans want. It's about what Deshaun wants. All right? So while everybody wants to focus on the Jets and the Dolphins, go right ahead. I'm going to focus on what Deshaun Watson wants, and he wants to be on a team that gives him a chance to compete right away. He wants to be on a team that I believe is not in the AFC, and he wants to be on a team where hopefully he can build his legacy up as high as possible. And that's why I'm saying don't count out the Bears. I'm not saying it's a lock at all. I'm saying nothing like that. But don't count out the Bears. Don't count them out. Don't count out the 49ers. Don't count out the Washington football team. Maybe the Carolina Panthers I can throw in there as well. But I think that's what people need to focus on. And that's what this quote by Michael Vick told me. Obviously, it helps that he's telling, Deshaun Watson he's good friends with him. And I do believe Michael Vick. I do believe him here. And also the fact that, this means that Deshaun's thinking about Chicago, right? Chicago's on his list because Michael Vick is saying he's mentioned the Bears to him, or he's going to. So, again, I'm not going to go crazy here. I feel good. I feel, solid with the Bears' chances. I know Ryan Pace is a GM that likes to go all in. Hell, he went all in for Mitchell Trubisky. Why not right the wrong here and go after the guy that you should have drafted in the first place? So, again, folks, like I said, everybody's missing that this is all about Deshaun Watson, not about the Houston Texans. So let me know what you guys think about that. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree. Am I crazy? I don't know. I don't think so, but let me know down below. As always, thanks for watching.